Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Enabling Festival 2023. My name is Daniel, and I'm the co-founder of Enable Asia. As part of the Enabling Festival 2023, we present to you Little Red Couch. And today we have our friends from Dementia, Singapore.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you for having me here at Enabling Festival.
Yeah.
So my name is Choo,
right.
And I lead the research and innovation team at Dementia Singapore. This team actually manages research and innovation collaborations with research institutions and institutions of higher learning.
Right.
And the team also manages content, the creation and the curation of content for Dementia Hub.
Right.
So professionally, I am actually a technologist at heart.
Yeah.
And so I'm really interested in how technology is able to complement and help in dementia care.
Right. So when you talk about innovation, when you talk about technology, I mean, I'm a caregiver for the last 15 years. I want to find out how technology has supported, caregiving.
That's a really great question.
Yeah.
So we all know that dementia is a progressive disease, and essentially what your loved ones can do now probably will require some support as the condition progresses.
Right.
And this is where technology can actually complement them in their daily activities as well as their daily routines.
Right.
So some common uses, for example, of technology would be things like reminders, where it can sort of support them on memory recall.
Right.
We also have explored other things like medical or medicine alerts or medication
Yeah, so
alerts.
every time that if you need to take 3 times daily, you got an alert that reminds the loved ones to either administer the medication.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, we can also sort of maintain a little bit, or it helps with medication adherence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other technology tools that we've also explored would be obviously safety alerts.
Right. How does that work?
Safety alerts as well as tracking devices.
Right.
I think that's very common in Singapore. And these will allow caregivers to actually monitor in a less invasive manner their loved ones from afar, so their loved ones can still go about their activities and at least be supported. So these technologies also have been augmented and now come with things like fall monitoring,
which is great, right? So I can monitor my daddy from afar, and when he falls, I'll get an alert, or when he falls or should he falls.
Yes. And
it gives me peace of mind as well.
Yeah. And other technologies that we've looked at would be also cognitive stimulation therapies or apps,
right?
That actually encourage some that stimulates mentally.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the tips and tricks about introducing technology. As a caregiver, I want to introduce technology, but sometimes I fear what I don't know, and how do I even start introducing innovations to my loved ones?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So I think technology, I think really caregivers should actually recognize that technology will never really fully replace human interaction.
Right.
And so it is quite necessary to actually approach technology as a form of a complement to their caregiving journey.
Right.
The second thing that we should pay attention to is really introducing technology in a respectful and empowering manner. And we can do this actually by involving our loved ones, even in the discussion phase.
Right.
As best as we can, involve them in the purchase decision, as well as the implementation process.
Right.
And it is important because ultimately the technology is going to be used by our loved ones.
Right.
And the earlier we have that conversation, the likelihood of them prolonging use would be really high.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that the humanizing of caregiving needs to happen. The dignity and the respect piece for our loved ones need to happen as well. And more importantly, the personhood of our loved ones living with dementia is ultimately the most important, because you want to involve them in the decision making
Yes.
piece on technology, especially, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Another thing to think about is actually to approach technology as a complementary.
Yeah.
So always focus on their strengths and not their weaknesses. And that little bit of help that technology can actually give our loved ones can allow them to actually enjoy and prolong the use of them being as independent as possible.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So Don, what are some of the examples of technology and innovations that we can find?
One I can think of would be the 360-degree virtual reality, dementia-friendly HDB home guide.
Yeah.
And it's basically co-developed with the Agency for Integrated Care.
Right.
And this guide actually allows for caregivers to actually apply simple modifications to their homes so that to create a home that is actually accessible, dementia-friendly, and safe for their loved ones.
Right.
And Cara is actually a dementia membership and digital safe return program.
Right.
Cara actually stands for Community, Assurance, Rewards, and Acceptance,
Right.
For short. And it is actually a mobile-based dementia membership program that is specially designed for persons living with dementia as well as their caregivers.
Oh, awesome.
So members can seek help from the Cara community
Right.
to look for loved ones who potentially have are lost in the community, and they will also have access to a list of specially curated benefits as well.
Right. Yeah, so please do
This
not
is
hesitate
really-
to go on to your iOS and your Google Play Store to make sure you get your Cara app.
Do that.
Yeah. Okay. So what else is cooking in the pot?
Well, last but not least, I wanted to talk to you about a little bit about Dementia Hub.
Yes.
And Dementia Hub is obviously Singapore's, or we aspire to be, Singapore's one-stop portal on a resource portal on dementia.
Right.
And this is also co-developed with AIC.
Right.
And the intent really is to increase or raise awareness about dementia, as well as helping caregivers and the community to actually be able to support their loved ones living with dementia. So within Dementia Hub itself, I think the entire dementia conversation actually means different things to different people.
Right.
For the person living with dementia, perhaps it's about strategies to be able to live well with the condition, to be inspired.
Right.
And for caregivers, for example, and families of someone who's caring for a person living with dementia, it may be about looking for caregiving tips, understanding what is the outlook or what they can expect in their caregiving journey.
Right.
And for members of public, maybe it's about awareness, just general knowledge about dementia, and also trying to find ideas about how they can spark some form of join, be part of that movement.
Yeah.
So I think with Dementia Hub, what we attempt to do is to actually cater to these interests of these pockets of interest through a myriad of articles that are locally written,
Right.
and blog posts from other persons living with dementia or caregivers.
Right.
And caregivers should be able to actually find a plethora of different types of information to help them, number one, provide them with tips on daily care,
Right.
understand daddy or mummies or grandmas change behaviors, and also be able to be signposts to resources, programs, services that are within the local community.
Right.
So that's a little bit about Dementia Hub. Caregivers also have access to a list of resources that are downloadable, so guides, toolkits, video resources that they have free access to. Very recently, we've also added some an events calendar where we are hoping to sort of consolidate and actually gather some dementia-related activities and that is open to the general public. And last but not least, I think I wanted to mention that Dementia Hub is also available, has also got a text-to-speech feature. So for persons living with dementia who potentially has visual impairment and very, very busy caregivers, you can listen to the articles and you don't have to read them.
Yeah, so it's really awesome, right? The text-to-speech. And also having a consolidated calendar for Singapore. So you can find the Enabling Festival on the Dementia Hub calendar, right? So please find out more about what's happening at the Enabling Festival at dementiahub.sg.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Absolutely.
so any final words from Dawn, I mean, to caregivers?
So we welcome you to actually visit dementiahub.sg at www.dementiahub.sg. We'll be really, really open and happy if you can actually drop us some feedback. If there is information that you haven't been able to find on the website, please drop us a quick note to let us know, and we'll see what we can do to actually furnish that information for you.
Yeah, and for folks who are watching this online, you can put in your comments or your questions, and we'll do our best to actually answer this throughout the whole program as well, right? Yeah, so thank you once again for being here on the Little Red Couch, Dementia Singapore, and we welcome you back anytime, as long as we have Little Red Couch going on. So signing off, my name is Daniel.
My name is Dawn.
And we are signing off.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, thank you for supporting the program Little Red Couch, Dementia Singapore. We thank you for all the support and welcome feedback. We hope you continue to pledge your $1 to Give Asia in support of the Enabling Festival. The QR code is located here. Right? And thank you, and we hope to see you again. Looking forward to the Enabling Festival 2024. See you then. Bye.